Hey journeymen and journeywomen, this is a hero's journey with Dr.D. Haven't seen you for a while, but I'm back. Have something that I had in the archives a little ways back about Chadwick, but also it's about adversity and outcomes and perseverance and life. How would you prefer to end? Would you prefer to end on top? Would you prefer to exist? Or would you prefer to live? Check it out and believe. Don't give up. Just keep pushing until you accomplish your purpose. Here we go. Hello, people. This is your Hero's Journey with Dr. D, and this is a Hero's Update. I will start off with apologies about not currently giving any new information or actually any videos. I haven't did a video in several months. I blame it on COVID. And I had other situations that were actually revolving around my life that actually I was dealing with wholeheartedly. I had a current situation that I've been dealing with, and as far as an exam that I've been taking. There's a couple of things I'm going to talk to you today about. Pretty much, Black Panther's gone. Who would have thought? I saw Black Panther. Did you see Black Panther? In the midst of pain, in the midst of chemotherapy, whatever treatments he was doing and procedures, but yet he pressed on. So the things I deal with, I don't really, where was I? I've been dealing with some things myself. I've been taking this exam. I've been taking the exam for probably 10 years. And have I been successful? Oh, well, I went to the exam. And have I conquered? No, I've attacked. But am I frustrated? No, not now. But when I received the scores that were not successful, did I have a little frustration or disappointment? You better believe I did. But did I hold on to the frustration and disappointment? Why? Why would you hold on to something that you can't change? The goal in my life is to move forward. As I tend to believe the goal in Chasman's life was to move forward as well. He is preparing to do a stunt for Black Panther 2. He didn't give up, but his path just ended. I stated this in previous videos. I said, if you can do anything in life, you need to embrace your passion so God can shed light on the roads of the path of your destination. I believe he did his. He was young, 43. He pressed on the path that he saw was for him. He made impact within his lifespan. He overcame not just external adversities, but internal adversities. He dealt with pain that I can't even fathom with, come to terms with. Going through treatment, and then going through an action sequence. Going to treatment, then memorizing lines. Going through treatment, and then dealing with people that are close to you but don't even know. Had to keep everything close to the vest because he don't want anybody treating him out of pity or sympathy. He wanted everybody to treat him from what he done, what he did, and who he was, but not what he was going through. That's powerful. How many of us can say that? Can we say that we want people to actually deal with us from what we do? When it's about the impact that we're trying to leave. I heard someone say this earlier, he put his life energies into something that would be memorable. That would be memorable for the generations to come before, come after him. Even while he was dealing with treatment, he was trying to give gifts to those children who are dying of cancer. That's what it means to give. That's what it means to give of yourself. Not for you, but for someone else. I've heard this before, that your misery becomes your ministry. But suppose it's not misery at all. It's just a life experience. Some people's life experience are more strenuous than others. But how can you expect to live life and have a good experience without willing to weather the storm? You have to understand, when a storm comes, it comes to test your foundation, to test how strong you are. It's test how strong your faith is, or do you stand for something? Because MLK said, if a man doesn't stand for something, he'll fall for anything. But what do you stand for in the midst of the storm? Chadwick's storm was his cancer. In 2016, he had the diagnosis. He still got married. He still made impactful movies. He still lived, and he still built meaningful relationships that would last beyond his lifespan on this plane. He's put things that would be in the archives, that when people look at movies and look at impactful movies that made over $1 billion, they will look at Black Panther and they will look at Jasmine. They will say, there was a Black Panther. There was a man that walked in integrity. There was T'Challa. Will people say that about you? When you leave, what legacy would you leave? Or will you still be crying over something that you did not succeed in accomplishing? That's going back to my test. Oh, I've taken the test about 5 times. But I believe this motto: the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one who perseveres to the end. It's not about the end. It's always about the race. Can you run the race with your head up high? Can you say you gave all you had to give at that specific time? Because you have to understand, just because you don't succeed doesn't mean you failed. It means you set yourself up for a comeback. You set yourself up. But what have you learned in the endeavor? If you have not learned anything from the endeavor, then you truly have failed. I choose to believe I just got feedback. Oh, I've taken it before, and I learned some things. But in the midst of me learning, I did some things. I didn't stay looking at the walls and crying about why I didn't pass. I said, there's next time. And as long as I get a vertical, I always can do right what was did wrong yesterday. Now, my initial objective is to pass and to go forward. But maybe there's another plan in the midst of it all. Not saying that I won't pass, but I can't dwell on past failures or past success, because if I dwelled on that too long, I'll stay stuck in a stagnant state. I'll stay stuck in the past. If I stay stuck in the past, I'll never make anything for the future. What I do now is for my future. And what I do now is for my kids' future. What I do now is for the community around me, for their future. Who will I impact with my life? Who will I impact with my words? Or will I impact anybody? Because I'm only thinking about myself. So in the midst of me not passing my test, I have accomplished things. I choose not to believe that everything is as it seems. But I trust and believe that he is who he is. Everybody doesn't have the same faith. But if you don't have the same faith, you need to have belief in something. And everybody doesn't have the same faith as I. But I believe that there's somebody sovereign. But still, even by there being somebody sovereign, faith without works is dead, being alone. Even though it's a scriptural, a biblical a statement, but it's so very true. Whether you're using a biblical context or a secular context, if you don't move, you'll never go. If you don't believe in your movement, you might as well stay still. If you don't get up, you'll never rise. How much do you want it? Jasmine wanted it. And he did not let a diagnosis stop him from making the biggest Marvel box office dollar amount in history. Go figure. Wakanda forever. But he would be remembered forever. If not by his family, but by the many people who partook in watching the movie and been inspired that they can be great. They can be great in what they choose to do. If they choose to do great things with it, or if they choose to put the work in it. Life is hard, but it reaps so much reward when you put in it. You'll get out of life what you put in. It's never about what's done to you. It's never about who's hit you. It's never about the disease. It's how you respond. Can we respond like him? Can I respond like him? Oh, when I messed up with my test, the first time this year, I hit the desk. I got a little frustrated because I spent a lot of time on it. And I thought I was successful. In my practice, in my study, I thought I was successful. However, I was not. I was not. Later on, several months, recently, I wasn't as frustrated the first time. Yet I still was disappointed. But after I took it and did not get the score that I thought I deserved, or I thought that I wanted, I said, okay, now what we gonna do now? See, I can't afford to stay stuck for too long in a place of regret or resentment, or even some cases exhilaration of excitement. Being stayed there. It's like get people that been, I remember when I was in high school. That's the only story they got. I played football, played baseball, got a home run, got a touchdown, but they have not made any new stories because they have not lived. They're existing on past memories, past success. Make new ones. Make things that people will remember years and years when you're gone. Put something in the ground that will produce better flowers. Put something in the ground that will produce better fruit. Put something in the ground that will produce a harvest for generations to live on and to be inspired for greatness. Wow. I'm a hero's journey with Dr.D. Jasmine Boyd has lived a hero's journey. And now he's transcended with the ancestors. Every day you get up, every day you're able to rise. I encourage everybody to make it a point to move forward. This is a hero's journey with Dr. D, and please make it a point to comment, subscribe, share. As my videos are now infrequent, they will build up speed because I am inspired to move forward and not to waste time, but use the time I have to impact someone other than myself. Peace and blessings, and Wakanda forever.